And hello again. Welcome back to the Road to 2K iRacing, or iRating, I should say. Unfortunately, this one's not going to go as well. I've also had several DNFs in the meantime as well. But we're here at Flip Island. I think the last time we were here was in Road America, but we did have Hungaroring in between, and I was very successful there. But I'm real boomer bust at the moment. Um, just getting, either a win, podium, or completely crashing out. And, that's kind of what you're going to see here uh, in this disaster at Phillip Island. I believe this is my first qualifying lap, and we can we'll speed through it, honestly. Um, it's a fun track. I had one of my friends, uh, Richard Rhodes, Shaggy Muffin. Um, he's been kind of helping me along this week, and I was way off the pace at the start, or really the midpoint of the week, which is the start of the week for me. And let's see, this isn't our first lap, is it? No, I got the off track. So here is the my PB. It put me, I think, third place. But yeah, Shaggy's been helping me out throughout the week, and it really paid dividends here in this weekend. I'm gonna try not to say as much, but if it happens, it happens. So I think it's a fun track. It's certainly not my forte. There's some turns here that really don't lend themselves to me naturally. I don't quite understand them. And turn one, well, I guess turn two is what it actually is. But it's that first left-hander. That turn I have pretty down using all the track. It's not a difficult turn, but I do seem to build some distance there. But once we finish this qualifying lap, this turn right here is so hard, and look, I'm struggling. But once we get to the race, this is one of the closest races I've ever been a part of, and it was a disaster there in the end. But it was a really fun race, and so that's why I'm going to post it anyway. And we're going to come to the line, and we're going to see what I can do here. I'm hoping to be in the 21s. I don't get there, but I do get a 22.2, so I'm not too far off. I'm probably about 5/10 away from where I want to be, which is pretty big. But I was struggling to break into the 22s for a while. And then for a while I was 22 high, and then now it's like easy 22 low, and we'll see that in the next race as well. I'll be posting 2 videos, I think. But it's a track that you make one mistake, turn 1, turn 2, and it's over. So, we're gonna start early, but you make one mistake and you carry a lot of speed there. And so we're gonna start here. I qualified third, as you can see. That guy's glitching out, but it's a great start, and I hope you enjoy it. I might go into a little commentator voice. I don't know. Nah, probably not. I might do that for later videos. I've kind of thought about it, but oh, I don't want to rewind all that. All right. All right, here we go. Oh, sorry, dude. I don't care. I'm gonna restart again. Um. All right, here we go. So you see, I get a way better jump. He has a little bit of wheel spin. I'm gonna go in between the middle of them. I'm gonna try to stick as close to this guy as I can, because I didn't know where the purple car was just at. But I see I got a little bit more space. I'm going to try to cut along the inside. I give him probably way too much space there, but, on that single monitor, it's hard to see to the outside. But I know I got the inside line. I'm going to stick it to this curb here as much as I possibly can, and then I'm going to get a better exit, hopefully, but I don't go out like I should, so I'm scraping speed off, allowing this guy to come in here to this heavy braking zone. And it is a great battle until disaster strikes. But here I go. Again, I leave him way too much room because I can't see. So there, I need to close it in. Really trust myself, and I think that'll come with more time in the car, understanding the distance and everything. But here I am, P3 to P1, lap 1, turn 1. Really, I've taken the lead, and I'm not the fastest guy here. The 2 in front of me were much faster than me, and so I'm not expecting to hold it, but I do know. based in previous races, that I can defend pretty well. And I talked about that in the Road America ones. You know, my car positioning is pretty damn good. I know how to defend. Um, I know how to race. I just don't have the ultimate pace yet. We might actually go to we do TV. Yeah, TV too. So you see, I mean, we got them all here today. And this turn right here, this turn 2 is so difficult. You see, I don't do it as well as I should in this race as I do in the next one, although in this race I am the fastest I've ever been. But look at that, there's battles in the back, those yellow cars. That yellow car, I think, comes into play later. But it's just such a tight field. So the guy in first place did like a 21 something in qualifying, so he was quite a bit, as we see an incident way back there. He was quite a bit ahead of everyone else, and then like P2 through 6 was all separated by like a tenth, and so I was lucky. Like the guy behind me, I was 22.287 or 267, and the guy behind me was like .02 behind me, and so it was super, super, super close. And I mean, it shows. It was a really, really fun race, and I'm disappointed in how it ended. And it's towards the end of the race as well, you know, and so it made it all the more bitter. But it made the next race even better. I savored it more, which was a good thing. So here we go. This guy's on my tail. Is he going to be able to overtake me here? I don't know. Take me into the heavy braking zone. And he goes super wide. And look, he's just right on my tail. He's clearly faster than me, right? He's clearly faster than me, but it's a hard place to overtake as well. You know, I give him. Again, I'm probably a little too wide here. I can hug it a little closer, but this is such a hard braking zone. Downhill, I get the better of him in this exit, and it's such a long exit. You know, he sticks under me, and by the end of the straight here, he is gonna be flying. And so I really don't think I'm gonna hold him here. Obviously, I'm gonna try. And he doesn't get the speed that really I think he should. I guess a compromised exit way back there, but he's on my tail. And look, I didn't realize he was that close to me. He is, you know, sniffing my ass. So I lead for 3 laps, I believe it. Yeah. So this lap I get got. And again, way too much space, man. Way too much space. We're just gonna keep on swimming. And that guy, he starts to run away from this one. He's much faster than me, much faster than everyone. You know, I got him at the line, but you know what am I really gonna do? I don't have the pace. And so I try, obviously. And then the vultures behind, dude, the vultures behind. It is an absolute scrap. And I wonder, I get a run on him, it looks like, but it doesn't look like it'll be nearly enough. But I'm definitely closing in. Probably should have stuck with him just a little bit longer. What am I doing going so wide for? You know, you watch stuff back and you're like, good lord, why was I doing that? Good lord, dude. Didn't even try to hit the apex, you know, like, you're like, no wonder you're 5/10 off the pace. You know, if you do things that you know you should be doing, But when you're racing, it's like you almost don't think of it. Like, use the track there, dude. Or maybe I was scared of a dive bomb. I don't know. But, you know, I'm closer to first than third is to me, but it's not far away. And I am disappointed with this result. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. I'm disappointed with this result. But it is such an interesting track, man. Such an interesting track. I don't mind this game. But, it's so different than any other track, really, that I've driven. You know, it's not really traditional. It's so windy, long, sweeping turns, late apexes. It's really not something I'm used to. I really struggle with the late apexes. And, that turn right there is so difficult. So difficult. Oh. Not bad. And I go for a little move here. Late on the brakes. And I'm back in first. Does it last though? Let's find out. Oh, let me rewind that so everyone can see. So he's still beside me. He just easily takes it back. And look, that guy's closing in. And look at that. So we are close. And this turn right here, to be close, is just so difficult. And see, now that guy's on our tail. So it's really great racing throughout the whole shebang. And I really thought, at this point, I thought I was in for the win. But dude, here they come. He goes 3 wide here. I thought he was gonna go in the middle, put his nose in the middle, so I put it there, and I went way too wide. And then, see, that's some net code. We got touched there, and I knew we didn't, but I did get a 0x, and it kind of threw me off. And so here he comes, just way up my inside. Pause. And I mean, I know I'm quicker than this guy. Yeah, like I'm not. I do lock up though, but I'm not necessarily worried about being overtaken. I am worried more about losing the guy in front, which is what ends up happening. And I don't have the pace to like catch him back. I have to kind of stay within his stream and hope I get a run on him, you know, last lap, and then just defend like crazy. And so these guys are more of a nuisance than anything else. I don't think I'm fearful of them or anything. And look, I mean, they're close. They're, you know, 3, 4, 5 right there. And they're all fighting each other too, which, you know, at some point it makes it a lot easier for me. At the end, towards the end, it makes it easier for me, so much easier. But I still don't have the pace to catch the guy in front. Here we go. You know, there we go. You know, not squeezing him, but you don't have to give him the whole damn track. I think, you know, I don't. I'm too kind sometimes on track. And in the Hungaroring and Road America, I was learning, you know, how to drive a little bit more aggressively. You know, you don't need to not let everybody by, but you don't need to just leave the door open, and because you're scared they're gonna budge their way in anyway. You know, you close the door, you're in control, and I need to take more advantage of that. But I do think I am fair. Sometimes, obviously, too fair. Especially with these guys, right? Like, I could close the door, and then I don't have to worry about them for the rest of the race. Like, why am I entertaining this stuff? But as you can see, it's a pretty good scrap, especially behind. Like they're all three vying for position to to get me, and it's just a really great race. In that slipstream, they got it on me, and they got it on each other. And I'm just gonna, yeah, there we go. And yellow's fast. He might go for it on blue here. He sticks it around the inside, and yeah, yellow comes into play. Like I said on lap 1, here we go. And look, they might be 3 wide here into this heavy braking zone. This is lap 9. So we got about 4 more to go until disaster absolutely strikes. I haven't looked over it, so it was my recollection that I locked up, hit the grass, throttled, boom, dead. Um, and so that may not even be true. It may be completely different. I don't remember how I died, but I do know it was self-inflicted, and I do know it was after this turn. And so there we go. That's that lockup I'm talking about. Leaving this guy in, and he, you know, luckily he had a little snap there too. But that's what killed me later. And I do want to point out my livery. I think it is absolutely beautiful. And if we want to look ahead, guy in first is absolutely run away. So I'm just dealing with the vultures, trying to pick up my dead body. Someone in my old apartment group me just said there's Girl Scout cookies at the gas station. And oh my god, would I kill for those right now. I would murder for those. You know, kind of waiting. You know, it was, maybe didn't live up to how it felt when I was racing, but it's still an awesome race, I think. And it'll be fun to see the disaster. And so we'll probably just put it on the far cam. Nah, because they're battling pretty hard. And so maybe I was just watching my mirrors too much, admiring their battle, thinking it was mine. But I did feel like I had to hold off quite a bit in this race, and it doesn't seem like I'm having to quite as much, which makes the end result even worse. You know, when you look back on it, and you're like, damn, I really wasn't even under that much pressure, and I still got fucked up. I do have allergies this time of year. It's unfortunate. It's springtime. You know, getting on that AstroTurf there, it's a level change between the tarmac, the AstroTurf, and the grass. It unsettles the car quite a bit, actually. And so, yeah, see, I've carved out a really decent gap here. Like, there's a huge gap in front, and then there's a huge gap, I don't know which one I did roll bar. There's a huge gap in front, there's a huge gap behind. And that's just, now I'm feeling good. I'm like, okay, dude, I got second place settled in. There's really no one that can stop me. It's a 20-minute race. We do about a minute 20 second. Lap times. And so we took 5 last lap. And so the race is almost over, truthfully. I slaughtered the curve that time. I'm killing it. Killing it. I'm in the zone. 22.6. Not an amazing time, not a bad one. But, you know, it's like a little maintain, and here we go, dude. We're gonna come in. Just too wide here. And, you know, that is so dumb. I gotta see this again. What the fuck? Not even full throttle yet. Wow. That is... that makes it worse. I thought I went further out in like the middle when I was... I don't really know if I should have crashed out there. My wheels, I guess, pointing that way should be straight. Now it is straight. Such a disappointing end, dude. That killed me. Like, really? And I bet I could have, like, I just didn't think it was gonna happen. Like, if we go to the cockpit cam, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you're like, well, what the fuck? You're chilling, and you're dead. And then Hollows guy. I'm like, well, I tried. Yeah, I wasn't gonna. Can I see the front end of my? Yeah, my car was cooked. So, but yeah, that was the disaster. And so yeah, if you want to see a not disaster, go watch the next video.